that. Good morning. Good morning, folks. Ain't it a beauty? Ain't it a beauty? Oh no, it's dumping. Oh my god. Alright. What's going on today? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Three, two, one. Hey, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back to Surely Sound Studio. My name is Martin. You can call me Marty. Let's go, baby. Let's go. And this is my show. Stick around and you might learn something that you didn't know. All right. What's going on? What's going on? What is going on?
To see us come up because we were fighting with a 200 here, support. Now we're stuck under it. Maybe another push back up, and then probably another push back down.
This was a week ago. I would
really like
maybe
to
it was 2 weeks ago.
Us be back right about here.
Ooh.
And then have a nice quick wick back up, and then
bing bong, baby. Right about here, right to that 618, 74. Ain't that a thing of beauty? That is so nice. Look at that. Quick wick back up. But not out of the woods just yet, folks. Not out of the woods just yet. This is nice. I like this. This looks good. But like I said in the rest of that video,
start closing some candles down here midweek, and then maybe even see another sweep before then making a higher low, and then coming back to retest, and then getting back over the 200, and then
bing bong, Bob's your uncle. Robert, your father's mother, something like that, right? No, see, so it'd be nice. It'd be amazing if we closed green candle today. That'd be nice. So at 5 o'clock PST, if we can close a green candle, that would look nice. But then a little bit of false hope, and then kind of come back down and start closing down here, but still holding this 76. If we now hold 76K, and that was our liquidity sweep, then we go again, and if it happens the longer we stay here, the more likely it is that we're going to do another liquidity sweep. Because what you want to see is us making this downtrend, and what this is it's a major short trap. Everyone's, oh yeah, Bitcoin's going to zero, short, everybody short it, and once people lose hope, then you see the V-shaped recovery, and then everyone gets licked. All the shorts just get licked. So that's what we want to see here, is a nice little long sweep, short sweep, long sweep, bull trap, liquidity sweep. Now hopefully short trap, liquidity sweep, supply shock, bing bong, see you later. And let's have a look at the heat map. Let's refresh it. Let's go to 12 hour. Oh man. You're supposed to do something. When I click on it, it's frozen. It's frozen. Come on, man. Breaking my balls here. Whoa. Look at that. Look how many people close their orders up here. That's not good. We need the liquidity up there. Why can't I? This thing's tacking out. Okay, here we go. Okay, so nice little sweep there. Are we getting out of the triangle now? Oh, we really want to see. We want to get out of the triangle. We want to, now this is our POC, so this is our main volume traded right? So this is the average price for the asset this morning, right now, is this red line. This is what people agree on mostly. And if we can get above it and hold it as support, then we can go find another fair value gap, probably somewhere. Or if we don't, if we lose it, we're going back down to find this fair value range. But preferably, for today's sake, it'd be nice to go up a little bit higher. And even if we were already up at 80K this morning, I think it was 81.6 or something was today. So we could definitely come back up there for the day. That'd be nice. Nice green bullish hammer candle, and then another little wham and fake people out again. And then a couple small little guys down here where everyone thinks it's just going to fall off the cliff, which it could. If it does, that's the thing, is if we lose 76, we're coming down to 69. So just keep that in mind. But because that's how the market works. It works in levels, because that's where the whales are buying or selling, and they've put their orders there, so they determine what happens. If their orders get filled and someone's selling more still, well, boom, their next order is going to be down here. They're going to play these ranges. They're going to play these low volume gaps. As you can see on the way up, bing bong, and then we test around for a bit, and then see, this is just whales play, retail play, whales play, retail play, whales play. So the whales don't look at the charts every day. They don't really care. They're honestly probably looking at like monthly charts, weekly charts. So if you're looking at if you're a whale, you're like, okay, this is value. Same thing that we were looking on the small. This is a fair value. We've popped up. Now this is a fair value. Are we going to lose that and go back into this fair value, or are we going to make a new fair value? Right. So it's literally the same thing on a smaller time frame. Fair value right here. This is the 5-minute chart, right? So this is what's happened over the course of a few hours here. And so it's funny how similar it looks. 5-minute chart to the monthly chart. Well, it's the exact same. And that's the thing. It's always just, oh no, stop it, we're losing. But yeah, if we lose this gap, we're going down here. But what we really need to pay attention to now is pay attention to what the Federal Reserve is going to do today, because it's a beauty. Federal Reserve is having a closed door meeting apparently today. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Read a bunch of books, you figure out how the world actually is. Yeah, this is pretty good guess here. This is what I was thinking. Yeah, so like here you go, tariffs crash the market, S&P erases a bunch, and then they're looking at having potentially a emergency Fed meeting today because of the, where'd it go? I guess I already looked at it. Emergency Fed meeting. Yeah, that's funny. So what is it? This is all the crap you got to go through to get to the finish line. This is not what it's like. This is what it's like. But I mean, if you just erase the noise, it could be like this. But if every time you're looking at screens, this is what you're going to see. What's CryptoFace saying? 12-hour, it's crushed. Ooh, the dreams are crushed, he says. It's crushed. Yeah, it's crushed. So this is at 77. We're all the way down here now. So yeah, he's got a big spiral line gap. His trading strategy says we come back down to there too. That's gross. Where is it? Well, anyways, there was an article on here that said the Federal Reserve is having a closed door meeting, and if they do decide to have a interest rate cut, an emergency interest rate cut, that's exactly what the government is trying to get them to do. So that's going to be a win. Just for instance, for anybody that's wondering what's been going on for the last, I don't know, 3-4 months. Plain and simple, they don't want the interest rates as high as they were, or as high as they have been. They have a lot of debt to refinance, and everybody has a lot of debt to finance because there was. So it's funny because 5-year mortgages, 5-year bonds, treasuries, everything that was borrowed in 2020 now we're at 5 years, has to be refinanced, and it was the record amount of money borrowed. And so now they have to refinance that on, this is the biggest loan in history. In human history, has to be refinanced, is what's happening right now. So they need to crash the market so that the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates. And so you're like, oh, how do they just crash the markets? So, well, because the whales own, 90, 80, whatever. They own most of the market anyways. Okay, so they can push it around however they want to, and they just soak up the money from scared retail as they're doing it. But all they need to do is sell trillions of dollars of worth of their stock, and they have tens of trillions of dollars here, so if not more. So they're going to be fine, and they're not worried about it too, because once it comes down to the level that they are looking at, it works out perfectly. Right where the liquidity is, they put their orders there, the market pushes down to the liquidity, and then you see something in the news about the Federal Reserve having a closed door meeting talking about emergency interest rate cuts. Like, are you kidding me? You can't make this stuff up. It is literally, the charts show you exactly what's going to happen, and then that day it happens. Later on in the news, you see the reason why. Like, I've been talking about this for weeks now. Honestly, I've been talking about this since we broke 100K. I was like, wait till we come back to 74K, 75K. That's a nice round number, and maybe even a little lower. We might still slip. I'm not saying this is local bottom. I'm not convinced just yet. But I did do another DCA early this morning, and I'm in the zone. That's my long play, is to wait till we break into the lower value areas and then DCA, because Bitcoin's long term. I'm buying this stuff for my kids, right? Because if we continue on with technology and AI and robots and all this stuff, Bitcoin is going to be what you're going to need to have to be more than the lower class, I guess, just to sustain middle class citizenship. You're gonna have to have a little bit of Bitcoin, okay? Just a little bit of Bitcoin. Trust me, everyone's gonna need it. So, not financial advice, of course, but I mean, that's just what I see. That's what I see happening. Everything's moving digital. It just kind of makes sense, right? Like, went from a candle to a light bulb, horse to a car, taxi to Uber. Like, even other things everything's changing, and that's another. Like, it's decentralized too, right? So. We've all kind of realized that the centralized entities, the centralized thing isn't working for everybody. It works for a small group of people that control it and can manipulate it, but for everybody else, with lack of education, it doesn't work, unfortunately. I mean, it would work if everybody was educated on how it worked, because it makes sense. I understand it, but the missing puzzle piece is that the majority of people aren't educated properly about how it works. Therefore, it doesn't work for them. And it sucks too, because if you want to get educated on it, you have to pay a bunch to go to college to learn finance and all this stuff too. So one way or another, you pay for your finance, or you pay for your education, whether it's just partaking, just diving in and probably losing some money, but losing that money, learning while you're losing that money, or you go to school and you pay a bunch of money and get a student loan, and then they teach you what to do, and hopefully then you have to pay off your loan. So it's like, one way or another, if you can figure it out, if you can take the time, you're going to pay for it one way or another. So you may as well just take that hit. The sooner you take that hit, the better off you'll be long term. Everyone's got to take it. Of course, once you learn how it works, make sure you teach your kids so that they don't have to take that hit. Because once somebody's taken that hit, you can forward that information onto the next generation, and then hopefully they listen to you, because that's a tough one. Hopefully they listen to you, and then they don't have to take that hit. But, maybe they don't listen to you, and maybe they do have to take that hit, but it's not as bad, because once they take the hit, they're like, oh, okay, geez, everything you said, okay, I get it now, right? So maybe they come around quicker, or whatever. Maybe it lightens the blow. But anyways, I don't think that system's going to be lasting for much longer anyways, but we'll see. It's going to be, just something transitioned. It's not going to be too far off. I think they're going to try and maintain what they have as much as possible, but it's just going to be digital. So you're going to want to have Bitcoin for that system. And I mean, honestly, don't take my word for it. I would talk to AI, because AI is a computer that can use the past to try and predict what the future is going to do based on statistics, right? And so you don't have to be biased or have any idea about what you want to do, have no opinions. Just take past performance and try and predict future the future, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I do it a lot. I think it's fucking hilarious. But I mean, you can't just ignore that. Like, it's supercomputers are pretty nuts these days. If you're trying to go against a supercomputer, good luck. I don't think your brain makes as many connections as fast as the supercomputer does. So yeah, don't fight it, or you'll be sorry. All right, that's about it. I think that's about it. What else are we gonna talk about today? That's all I really wanted to show you. Really happy about this nice dip. This is looking good. Some people are, some people are things that we're going to zero too. So that's another thing too. And this is only the weekly candles just open too. So this is Monday, so still a lot of room. Let's see, what's that? 76.7. So yeah, you'd want to see it close above that moving average to help with a bullish bias. It's funny, it's right intersected where I've got this green line that I've had here forever. Nice support zone, which was just a high volume node from this area on the way up. That's all it was, right? Because that's where we saw activity in the past. So whenever you see activity in the past, you want to use it to project the future, because the reason why we had that there, that was a weekend. I remember that because I remember I was right here and I'm like, oh man, like I've seen this before. When this happens, we usually see a couple more of these, and so we went long and we had a good Christmas. and then we took some profits, and now we're waiting for this to come back down so we can get back in on those profits we took, because that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. We love to see it. We want to come back down, get back into exposed. I like to use Bitcoin as a tool. I know a couple people that are buy, never sell. And I'm like, well, you got to sell sometime. What's the point if you never sell? I see it as a great tool to use to enhance your financial situation. I wouldn't be I'm not going to hoard Bitcoin because, I mean, it also depends on your age too. I mean, if you're like 12, then sure, hoard Bitcoin so that you can retire when you're 25. But no 12-year-olds thinking about that. Most of the people that are thinking about that are in their 30s already, or 40s, or worse. And so why would you hold for 20 years? I mean, hold for 5 or 6 years maybe. I don't know. Just use it as a tool. Okay, we have indicators that shows you when momentum is high and when momentum is low, and when fear is high and when fear is low. It's really not that hard. All you have to do is basically do the complete opposite as everybody else, because the majority of people use their emotions and invest emotionally and make decisions emotionally, and that ruins everything. So don't do that. Don't do that. Cut out the emotions. Use the statistics and logic, and you'll be just fine. It is easy, or simple, not easy, I guess. It's simple to do, but not easy, yeah, I guess. Because if you can't control your emotions and all you do is read headlines, then you're screwed. You're screwed. But ultimately, if I can do it, so can you. So believe in yourself, man. Manifest it. Surround yourself with people that are doing it and being successful, and just like you did when you learned how to speak English, you surrounded yourself with people that could do it, and then you learned how to speak English or any other language, whatever you speak. Probably English. Everybody speaks English. So funny. All right. Heat map. Long-term heat map. Actually, let's check this, because did this order get filled? Did this order get filled? We knew there was a big order down there. Did it fill? I would say that it did not entirely fill. Yeah, we still got 3 billion, 7 billion. There's still $10 billion down here, right under that low that we just printed. So there's still $10 billion in this little range here. So like I said on my video, it'd be sweet to come up here and then hold the 76, and then that be the last. Then we'll get one more bit of news that something happens. The Fed decided to not cut rates, and then a couple of days or weeks later they will, and then you'll just see like a wham liquidity sweep, and then that'll be it. Because that would be nice. One more, because that's freaking pretty perfect right there. I got that from what's called a fib retracement level. The 618 is a very common spot to bounce on a retracement, and that is taken from this low, which was the low of last year, to the high of this year. So this is what you would call an impulse move. This was, even though we had ups and downs along the way, this was one big up. And so now we have, from this move up, this is our 618 retracement. And very high probability that you see a bounce somewhere in between the 618 or the 786. And since we are in a bull market, even though people are getting unbelievably scared from this move, this is a perfectly healthy retracement in a bullish trend. This is like textbook. If we come down here and hold, and then we go off to 150k, well, 120k maybe, don't get too crazy. Definitely not going to 400k. That's eventually, but not this cycle. Not this cycle. That would ruin, if Bitcoin is at 400k by the end of this year, everything, we have completely divided financially. There's going to be people that own Bitcoin, and there's going to be, because the way for that to have happened, they would have to print so much money that North America would be paying 4 or 5 times much as they are for anything they're buying right now today. And if that happens in the course of a year, then it's over. You can't do that. So people who are controlling the financial system will not let that happen. Okay. We do know that prices are going to go up over time. Okay. Because the dollar is losing value every time they print more money, and they print money freely. So we do know that eventually Bitcoin will be at 500,000. But when Bitcoin's at 500,000, then houses are at, so that's different. Another asset. Houses may lose value to Bitcoin. That would be for one scenario where the money doesn't actually just get printed into Bitcoin, it actually shifts from one asset to another. In that case, if we see real estate come down and all that money that people were just using to invest and hold does move into Bitcoin, well then, okay, then we might see $500,000 Bitcoin, but your house is going to lose probably 50% of its value, which is, probably a good thing, because no kids these days could afford to buy a house with the wages. So that might actually be a good thing. And honestly, as a real estate owner, I just own to live, so I'm happy with paying less taxes on my property, because it's all based on land value. And if the land goes down because everyone's selling, or nobody wants to buy, or nobody can afford to buy. It comes down because nobody can afford to buy. And so, real estate is very gray area right now. The only reason I'd be putting money into real estate is if I had to, just to not hold it in cash. But for the most part, it's like, why? I don't know. I'm not there yet. Not even close. So I'm not worrying about that at this point, but we'll see. What are we talking about? I think that's it for the day. I got some music I gotta get to, so everybody have a good day. Don't smash the like, don't leave a comment, don't listen to this video. It's not going to ever help you, but going outside, touching grass, and working in the garden will definitely help you. So do that at some point today. All right. Peace.